What's good? What's going on? Welcome in. Welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, coming to you via the YouTube airways. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sap. And today, man, we got a great show lined up for you guys. But when you come across the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you'll know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And if this is your first time coming across the channel and you're new to the platform, make sure you hit the subscribe button for me. Make sure you post a comment. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you share it out. I see everybody in the comment section. Hashtag salute. And you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, today's show, man, we got to take this one all the way up to Boulder, Colorado. Now, you guys know that Colorado Buffaloes have been in the news of lately after their season ended 4-8. It's been a lot of shakeups, a lot of recruits decommitting, coaching personnel leaving, going to, accept other positions at other universities. Now, Colorado got off to a hot start, 3-0, took the college football by storm. Everybody wanted a piece of the action. Everybody wanted to see what was going on in Boulder, Colorado. You had ESPN, you had Fox Sports News fighting over each other to get up there to Boulder, Colorado to do live game day interviews with Coach Prime Deion Sanders on one show on ESPN First Take and Undisputed. They had a chance to sit down and interview Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. You know what Deion Sanders brings to any kind of scene that he's in. That's why he's called prime time. He's been doing this his whole career. But like I said, after they got off to that hot 3-0 start, the team took a downward spiral. It all started the Colorado State game. One of their important players, and Travis Hunter, he's a two-way guy. He was knocked out with a lacerated liver by Henry Blackburn. He was forced to miss 3 games. They played Stanford. And when Stanford beat them, coming back from 29-0 at halftime, like I've stated, the team took a downward spiral because that was a loss that is going to haunt them. And I think that's the loss that took them out of bowl contention. Now we fast forward to the season being over. They finished the season 4-8, 3 more wins than what they had last year. Was still last in the Pac-12. But it's a lot of shakeups, through the course of the season, about the offensive line, trying to protect Shedeur Sanders. He was the most sacked quarterback in college football, 53 sacks. And it started off, man, Sean Lewis, the first 3 games, they was able to escape, even though Shedeur was still getting, knocked down and battered, but they kept coming and they got off to that hot 3-0 start. As the season progressed, facing stiffer competition, that offensive line got exposed, and Sean Lewis's play calling was kind of taking a back seat to all the headlines about the offensive line and Shedeur being sacked. So what happened was Deion Sanders demoted Sean Lewis and brought in Pat Shurmur. Pat Shurmur was supposed to right the ship and get the offensive line together to protect Shedeur Sanders. The running back situation was difficult. They really didn't have a run game. So what happened was, Sean Lewis got demoted. Pat Shurmur came along. Still things didn't get fixed because the offensive line was at a disadvantage. They're small. They don't have no beef up front. So what happens is, after the season, Sean Lewis accepted the head coaching position at San Diego State. Then reports came out that Tim Brewster, the tight ends coach, he left Colorado. And that's in the midst of all the recruits that they was recruiting decommitting. Then what happens? Nick Williams, that's a surprise to everybody. Nick Williams, their defensive ends coach and their linebackers coach, you know, Deion Sanders was high on this guy. And if everybody's been following the story, the Nick Williams story. A lot of people didn't give him a chance, but he's highly coveted. Deion supported him. That was one of his guys. You know what I'm saying? So right now, Nick Williams has called it quits. Now he's leaving the coaching staff. We're going to take a look at this article from Buff's Beat, and we're going to follow along with it. Nick Williams reportedly moving on from Deion Sanders' coaching staff at Colorado. Buffaloes will be without one of their top coaches next year. There will be another opening on Deion Sanders' staff at Colorado. Buffalo's defensive end coach Nick Williams is reportedly moving on from the program, according to 24 Sports' Steve Wolfong. The 33-year-old Williams joined the coach prime staff, quickly became one of the nation's best assistant coaches and recruiters. That's huge. The Peach State native was instrumental in guiding the Buffs defensive core this season. He also led recruiting for many of the top recruits who recently decommitted from the program. Williams came to Boulder from Texas A&M, where he was a defensive assistant. He was a major reason why the Aggies had the top recruiting class in 2022. There was also a prior stop at Georgia under Kirby Smart's staff, winning 2 SEC East titles. Coach Williams was amazing. Colorado's linebacker Jordan Dominic told Buff's Beat, "I trust him, and I built a connection with him during it many times. I love having him as a coach, and I can't wait to see all his success." Sanders was a huge supporter of Williams, allowed him to be one of the more vocal coaches on defense. He'll have a major void to fill with most ambitious assistant, exciting, and replacing him won't come overnight. Williams is now the third Colorado's assistant coach to quit over the past week. Tim Brewster resigned and eventually became the co-head coach at Charlotte. Sean Lewis took over the head coach at San Diego State. Colorado finished the season with 6-game losing streak after starting off 3-0 in the non-conference play. The Buffs had 8 games decided by 7 points or less in Sanders' first year in Boulder. With Williams out, it will likely allow Sanders to bring on Hall of Famer Warren Sapp and Byron Letwith to his 2024 coaching staff. Now, Steve Wolfall went to his Twitter, and this is what he had to say. Hearing Colorado defensive end coach Nick Williams is moving on from the program, he is one of the best recruiters in the country and up and coming on the field. A Peach State native, the 33-year-old Williams played his college football at Georgia. So, guys, this is huge. This is huge. Not only are players decommitting, you heard in that article that he was one of the best recruiters in the nation. One of the best recruiters in the nation, man. So it's going to be hard to replace somebody like that. I don't know what the situation is in Colorado. Don't know what's going on. But like we covered previously, they said don't panic. They're working behind the scenes and they're going to be all right. A lot of people are giving these beat writers and Sports Illustrated flack for naming Deion Sanders Sportsman of the Year. You know what I'm saying? It was just the fact off of his name and his, prestige ways that a lot of people think that, he got that award because of what he did on the 3-0 start. And that probably secured him getting that award of turning the program around. But losing all these coaches is going to be hard to replace. But knowing Deion, he's going to bring in some star-studded guys. He's bringing in Hall of Fame players that actually played the game at a high level. It's huge out there in Boulder, Colorado. Like I said, with all the people that are decommitting, it happens in sports. It happens in football where players decommit and take their, take their talent somewhere else. It happens. But in this situation, right now, things are spiraling. Things are spiraling in Boulder, Colorado. But, Deion said he's the right man for the job. I think they'll right the ship. It's going to be a long process on the off season. Like Deion said on Thursday Night Football, he's recruiting right now. So we got some things in the mix. So, guys, you let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Post your comments below. I would love to hear from you. Share the video out. Give this video a thumbs up. Keep supporting this channel. And this will wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. And we'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
Another one.